What if everything you've been told about getting rich and staying happy is completely backwards? You're grinding 50, 60, even 70-hour weeks. You're reading every productivity book, listening to every podcast, trying every hack, and yet you still feel broke, not just in your bank account, but in your soul. There's this quiet, constant ache that says something's missing. More money, more status, more stuff. None of it seems to fill the hole. You're not failing. You're just playing an old game with rules that stopped working a long time ago. Naval Ravikant cracked the new code years ago. He's the immigrant kid who became a Silicon Valley legend, early investor in Uber, Twitter, Postmates, and dozens more. He's founded companies, made serious money, and still shows up as one of the calmest, clearest, most genuinely happy people in tech. But his real legacy isn't the exits. It's the philosophy he's been quietly sharing for over a decade on Twitter, podcasts, and essays, now beautifully collected in the Almanack of Naval Ravikant by Eric Jorgenson. This isn't another hustle harder book. It's the opposite. It's a permission slip to stop chasing and start designing, a practical operating system for building wealth that compounds while you sleep and happiness that doesn't depend on anything outside you. If you've ever felt trapped between I need to make more money and I just want to feel okay, this is for you. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to hand you Naval's complete mental models, explained simply, with real examples, and turned into steps you can actually use starting today. Let's rewrite the rules together. Wealth is a skill, not a grind, and most people have it backwards. Here's the truth that flips everything. Hard work is overrated. You can work 80 hours a week in a restaurant and never get rich. Naval says it plainly. The modern economy doesn't reward hours. It rewards leverage and specific knowledge. Money is what you earn when you trade time. Wealth is assets that earn while you sleep. Code, content, capital, businesses, real estate, robots, media. The goal isn't to work harder. The goal is to build things that keep paying you long after the work is done. Naval believes anyone can become wealthy because wealth is a learnable skill. He said that if he lost everything tomorrow, he could rebuild it in 5 to 10 years in any English-speaking country. Not because he's a genius, but because he developed the skill set. The real questions that matter are these three. What should you work on? Who should you work with? When should you work? The secret weapon is specific knowledge, the unique intersection of what you're unusually good at, what you love, and what the world needs. When you turn that into something you can productize, a product, a service, a media brand, a piece of code, nobody can compete with you. You become the only person who can deliver you. Think about it. Henry Ford didn't just work hard. He productized the assembly line. J.D. Rockefeller productized oil refining. Today, creators productize their voice on YouTube. Engineers productize their code into SaaS tools. Consultants productize their frameworks into courses. The moment you realize almost everything valuable around you was once new technology that made someone rich, you stop waiting for permission. How to actually do this? These practical steps. List 3 to 5 things you're naturally good at and enjoy doing. Ask, how can I turn one of these into something other people will pay for repeatedly? Start small. Ship one tiny version this month. A Notion template, a Twitter thread series, a simple tool, a service package. Focus on leverage. Can this scale without your time, code, media, capital? Do this consistently, and the game changes forever. The decision-making superpower that separates the rich from the busy. Naval drops another quiet bomb. Judgment beats hard work every single time. In business and life, one excellent decision can outweigh years of grinding. Wisdom is simply knowing the long-term consequences of your actions and acting on them. Most people make decisions emotionally or impulsively. Naval does the opposite. His rules for high-leverage decisions: face reality brutally. If something's going wrong in his companies, he immediately tells his co-founders and friends the ugly truth so he can't lie to himself. Only say yes when you're truly certain. If you need a pros and cons list, the answer is no. If you cannot decide, the answer is no. When two options feel similar, choose the one with more short-term pain. Most gains in life come from suffering now so you can win later, just like exercise, learning hard skills, or building in public. Protect thinking time. He takes at least one full day a week with nothing scheduled, just space to be bored. It's only after you're bored that the great ideas come. This is why Naval seems to move through life with such calm clarity. He's not smarter than everyone else. He's just better at removing the noise and seeing what actually matters. Your decision upgrade this week. Block one full thinking day with 0 meetings or scrolling. For any big decision, ask, am I truly certain, or am I just afraid of missing out? After any rejection or failure, write down one external factor and one thing you can control next time. Happiness is your default state. You're just blocking it. This is the part that hits the deepest. Naval's definition of happiness is radically simple. Happiness is what remains when you remove the feeling that something is missing. It's not about forcing positive thoughts. It's the absence of desire, regret about the past, and anxiety about the future. When the mind finally goes quiet, that's happiness. We've all felt it in tiny moments, watching a sunset, laughing with friends, playing with a child. The feeling that everything is already okay. Kids live in that state naturally. Adults lose it because we're constantly adding, I need this, or I should have done that. Here's the mind-bending truth. Naval shares, every positive thought secretly contains its opposite. You can't feel I'm happy without the shadow of sadness. You can't call someone attractive without someone else being unattractive. Life is full of duality. The real move? Stop playing the game. Stop chasing the next high. Accept what is. Everything is perfect exactly the way it is, Naval writes. It is only in our particular minds we are unhappy or not happy, because of what we desire. When you stop needing the world to be different, you discover the happiness that was already there. Happiness is a skill, and you can raise your baseline. The best news? You can train happiness the same way you train fitness. Slowly, steadily, methodically. Naval has spent years experimenting on himself. His personal recipe includes daily meditation, regular exercise, plenty of sunlight, reduced caffeine, limited screens, especially at night, and 0 alcohol or sugar because they destabilize his mood. But the bigger levers are environmental and habitual. Curate your inputs ruthlessly. The people you spend the most time with shape your mood more than almost anything. Even chimps copy the behavior of their closest troop members. Choose upbeat, high-integrity friends. Limit negative news and drama. Use self-suggestion. Tell yourself and your friends, I'm becoming a happier person. Your brain starts collecting evidence to make it true. Replace bad habits with ones that increase long-term happiness. Small daily choices compound. 30-day happiness experiment. Do this. Pick one Naval habit. Morning sunlight, 10 minutes meditation, no screens after 9 p.m., or a weekly thinking day. Commit for 30 days. Rate your average mood on day 1 and day 30, 1 to 10 scale. Add one person who lifts you up and reduce time with one who drains you. You will be shocked how much your baseline moves. Live by a few non-negotiable core values. Naval's entire life runs on a small set of deep values that create freedom instead of friction. Honesty. He refuses to be in rooms where he has to watch what he says. Lying creates mental threads that drain energy. Being honest lets him be fully himself. Long-term thinking. Compound interest applies to everything. Relationships, health, reputation, wealth. He only works on things that will still matter in 10+ years. Peer relationships. No hierarchy. He chooses people he can treat as equals and who treat him the same. Hierarchical relationships create unnecessary tension. No anger. He dropped anger as a value years ago. Anger is a hot coal you hold in your hand while waiting to throw it at somebody. It only burns you. Purpose through family. Becoming a father rewired everything. It made him less selfish and gave him a clear why that goes far beyond money or status. Quick values audit. Write your top 3 to 5 non-negotiable values right now. Then look at your calendar and closest relationships. How aligned are they? Where are you leaking energy? Putting it all together. Design a life you actually want. Naval's genius is showing us we don't have to choose between wealth and happiness. You can build assets that generate income while you sleep, and train your mind so you're genuinely okay whether the markets are up or down. The old path was, Suffer now, enjoy later, and maybe never. Naval's path is create leverage plus remove internal suffering equal freedom today. Wealth without happiness is empty. Happiness without wealth is fragile. Together, that's real freedom. The only question left is, what are you going to start or stop today? Because the life you actually want isn't somewhere in the future. It's already available. You just have to remove what's blocking it. Stay curious, stay chill, and keep building. See you in the next one.